All right, traders. Good evening, good evening, good evening to everybody. Welcome to our last session for the day. Guys, we've been, pushing together for this entire week. It's midweek now. We still have 2 days to go. This is our last session for midweek. We're going to get started. But before we do, you guys know, as always, as a disclaimer here, you know that by now our products, they are traded on margin. They do carry a high level of risk. And so forth. It's possible without any education, without any insight, without any mentorship, any guidance, guys, that you can lose all of your capital. It's absolutely there. However, TD Markets Academy has obviously provided the educational side for you guys so you can, mitigate the risk. So please remember that the information, obviously, that we discuss from an education standpoint is opinion. Please do not construe that as advice in any way. That's a very important point here for this evening. All right. So good evening to everybody. Let's see who's joining us here. I have Tanya. I have the doc. He's on here. Jules is on here. Shirley Shakes is here. I got Brett on here. It's really good to be with you guys. All right. It's 2 minutes after 6, and we want to try and do what we need to do. We've been very successful for the past 3 days. I'm going to count today as number 3. We've been doing phenomenally here, guys, really pushing and seeing that a lot has come, into the places that we would have liked it to get into. So I want to get into the stuff like gold and silver, and we want to look at some of the major pairs. Remember, tonight is the FOMC meeting. All right, tonight is the FOMC meeting, and what's important about that is we're going to get some understanding on the interest rates, or at least, what's happening there, because we know that for the longest, and some of the guys will attest to this, we've been chatting about the hike. There was a 64% chance of a hike, and, or the rates being hiked. And, we saw in the past 2 weeks some of the U.S. economic data that's been easing, cooling off. And because of that cooling off, the Fed has left the rates unchanged. We want to see the tone tonight. We want to see what's happening tonight and if there's any further development. All right, so watch out for the tone. You can check that out. And then I see the chat. Congrats on everyone who risked that FOMO. Yes, it was tough, right? It was tough. It was tough to not get in there. Now, if you guys remember, and I think I want to make this very clear, all right? I need you guys with me here. I said to you guys that if you're going to sell into a very strong place, you're going to find yourself in problems. You guys remember that I said if you sell into a strong place, you get yourself into trouble. If you buy into a strong place, you get yourself into trouble. The sellers are going to eat you up. You guys remember that I spoke about that earlier on this afternoon, right? But if you sell into a weak place, if you buy into a weak place, then you have a higher probability, guys. Now, I'm mentioning the things in a way that many guys don't necessarily chat about it, because most of the jargon, the terminology that many of the guys are going to be using is break and retest. You're going to hear a lot of the pivot points. You're going to hear buy the dip, sell the highs, and so forth. And there's nothing wrong with those terms, because to an extent there is truth in them, but it's not all the truth. All right. What's important for us is to know is that when value pushes up, it's because it has gone through a weaker place. If value goes down, it is because the sellers have found a weakness and they've capitalized on that. All right. So here is one of them now. Now watch. This is the gold on the 1 hour frame. We managed to bag some great profits here. Price went up, and I said to the guys, there is no weakness in this impulse except here at the bottom. There's no weakness. The same with the gold. Remember, I said to you, if price pushes above this area, here it is here. Hold on, let me just highlight it. There it is. That was the weakness. All right. And I said to you, if we close above there, we advance a bit further up. And lo and behold, look, we've closed, done a retest, and we've even gone up about 33 pips now. So can you see how we're advancing now further up after we came above this area here? Now, if price had resisted there, came down and closed here, I would have shorted the silver price down. But that has not happened, guys. That has not happened. So there's nothing that Ash can do about this. Absolutely nothing. I have to wait for it. The same with the NZD USD. I said to you guys that what's going to be important here for us to come down to this area, we need to break this zone. But the 1 hour has shown us that there is more impulse. Can you see how it's moved up? Which means there is a possibility, Tanya, there's a possibility that there could be a weakness here. So are you guys ready to go and exploit some weaknesses? Let me get a quick one, a quick see on the chat if the guys are alive, if you guys are alive, because I'm definitely, crazily alive here. And give the stream a like, guys. All right, give the stream a like. Give the stream a like. All right, you guys are ready to go and see if there's any weaknesses there for us to exploit. And this is the best place for us to say it, isn't it so? Brett, would you agree? This is the best place to say we're about to exploit some weaknesses versus real life when you're trying to do it to someone else. All right. So this is the best place. So let's go and see where's the weakness in silver. And guess what I'm going to do here? So not silver, NZD/USD. I'm going to start fresh, because there's something about starting fresh that's really powerful. All right. There's something about starting fresh that's really powerful. And we want to try and implement some of that. So there is some divergence here, guys. All right. We're seeing the divergence. It's here. You can see it on the 1 hour. You can see it on the 30 minutes. And what's important to understand is there we have the divergence. Look at this. There, coming down. There's a slight slant over there. But there, we're going up. So which means there's a possible correction here for us here. We already had the buy. All right. There's the buy played out. The short played out. The buy played out. So we're on the 30-minute. We want to go down now to see if there's any more divergence now to the downside. All right, so let's go and exploit it. I'm going to the 20-minute. There's nothing yet. Look at that. 15-minute, nothing yet. Well, first sign of divergence right at the area of weakness, just like I spoke to you guys just now. Let's see if there's any divergence at the top. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. It's still very strong. Number two, number one, no divergence yet. All right. So what can happen now is what's important is that when we look for the divergence, it might not appear now because the price has not given us sufficient movement yet. So let's go and look at this impulse, and we're going to look for a weakness in this impulse here. Now remember, we're looking for a weak place, So I'm going to drop down and I'm waiting for the chain. There's a chain here. Can you see there's nothing yet? What is the chain? The impulse. So let's go. Look, nothing yet. Here's the weak state. You see that? So if we are going to do anything from a trade perspective, we're going to have to do it from this area here, because that's where the last weakness was. So I'm looking for weakness up here now. Nothing. I'm on the 6-minute now. Are you guys seeing what I'm doing here? Jules, do you see this? I'm on a 6-minute and there's still no weakness here, guys. Now, would you guys agree with me? What have you heard many people say before? They'll say, just draw a support level, and if price breaks there, then you sell. Who has heard that before? Guys, let's be honest and transparent here. Many people have said, identify the support, and if price breaks there, then you wait for retest, and then you short. I'm sure you guys have heard this, all right? Don't be a stranger now. Yes, there we go. Don't be a stranger to this. Now, the reason why I'm not speaking like that is because, there is truths in it, half-truths in it, okay? But you have to identify the weakness before that happens, all right? So there is no weakness right now. These are all substructures that are very strong. You can see the candles at them. Look at that. So that's why there's no impulse here. Look at these red candles. Look at the green. If you compare the green with the red, the substructures, guys, all right? There is way too much buyers on the shorter time frame. Let's go. I'm going to 5 now. Watch. 5. Nothing, guys. The only weakness that's coming is here, right at the top. That's what I want to see. There we go. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It starts at the 5, and then it goes down. All right, so let's look. Let's go to work here, guys. And remember, I am looking for the lows. Who remembers that? I'm not looking for the highs of the structure. I'm looking for the lows of the structure. Okay, I'm looking for the lows of the structure. So let's go to work. Are you guys ready to go to work? It's now 11 minutes after 6. Let's go to work. Let's go to work. All the lows here. I'm going to work here, guys. Am I still audible, guys? Am I still audible? Quickly, just in the chat facility. Am I still audible? Quickly. Just let me know there, please, guys. Remember, I'm depending on you. I'm depending on you, guys. I'm depending on you to let me know, guys. For real. I'm depending on you to let me know because we're dealing with technology here. All right. So I can't assume that everything is okay. Whilst I'm going to work, I'm giving a few things here. All right. There we go. I need you guys as well. All right. I do. So here we go. We're going to work here. We found a weakness in the chain. Beautiful. That's what we want to see. We want to see weakness. We want to exploit it. It sounds so wrong to say it, but in this context, everybody knows what we're dealing with here, right? So the first area that is going to be powerful is this one here. There. That one there. That's the highest low. Then we have this one here. Look at this. We have this one here. Right there. So now what I'm going to do is, because that's the zone. By now you guys know the zigzag is something I use for market structure. This is the zone of weakness. This from between 0.59246, 0.59197, that's the zone of weakness. All right. Now what I need to do is I need to hold on. I need to take it from there to there. And I'm looking to possibly get a nice trade. Let's see how much is here. 24 pips. Beautiful. Guys, this is an hour frame. If you did this on a 4-hour frame, if you did this on a 6-hour frame, if you did this on a daily frame, believe me when I tell you, you're gonna make a lot of money with that. All right. But again, it's a scaling game here. So if you use 2 standard lots, 3 standard lots on this place here, or at this place, it will be great. All right. So here we have the 61 area. And guys, again, I am demonstrating it's not about greed here. You guys can see now. All right. This is not about greed. As you're not interested in greed, greed gets us nowhere. It's a bottomless pit. Greed is a bottomless pit. So we're not interested in that. We're trying to be skillful and we're trying to extract from the market. Okay. So this is our weak spot here. So now what I can do is I can fold up. I'm folding it up and I'm putting everything there now. There we go. Look at that. That's the weak spot. That's the weak spot on NZD USD, guys. That's very important. Kiaboka, I see you there. Lumen, I see you there. Tato, I see you there as well. Boosie, I see you there. All right, I'm just saying hi to some of the guys. Guys, don't forget to give the stream a like. There's only 10 that I'm seeing here. Come on, I'm sure we can do better than that. All right, so guys, if I get a break and close beneath this area here, 0.59197, that's my weak spot. Then I would like to trade the NZD USD down. All right, we were successful with the buys. We would like to trade it down to that zone over there. All right, and that could happen maybe later or so. It's about 26 pips, guys. If the dollar strengthens, we could see some of that movement there. So that is critical there. All right, then we got the AUD USD, guys. I want you to go and do this because we were successful. I was successful with the 0.7850 up to that area right there. The same thing is going to happen here. It is an impulse. So essentially what Ash is saying to you, if I go back to the hour, all that I'm looking to trade is this. This would be the correction. I've literally just identified a possible correction before it even happens. That's speculation, all right? So before it even happens, that's the place. AUD USD, same thing. I'm not going to redo that one, guys, because I think we are okay, at least with the NZD for now, all right? Look at the NAS here, guys. The NASDAQ, we did push up. It looks like this move is not done yet, all right? The same with the S&P 500. Look at this, guys. The move wants to finish. Now, please remember, this over here. Brett, this is the 61.8 area on the fib. So that 61.8 area on the fib in this context is powerful. After I have found the weak, this was the weakness, this area, this was the weak spot. When we broke through the weak spot, we had a correction, and this move wants to be finished now. Do you guys see that, guys? That's important. Kula, I see you there. Guys, is it evening or is it afternoon? I don't know. It feels like evening to me. After 6 is evening. Am I right? I'm seeing afternoons there. I'm seeing afternoons. So please correct me if I got it wrong. 6 o'clock, I'm sure, I'm used to that being evening, all right? But you'll let me know, all right? So this move looks like it wants to be finished, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Comes up, breaks through the weak spot, correction. Now, in context to break out and retest. When price breaks out, the retest happens for all the breakout traders. If you trading breakout in the market structure, I'm saying to you, it works, but you got to know where the sweet spot is. Is everybody clear there, guys? If you are a breakout trader, breakouts work on the market structure, but you have to skillfully identify where the weakness is of that specific area. Because once it breaks out of that area, it retests it just to see, hey, are you really weak or not? That's important, guys. That's important stuff. So this here, it's not a strong area. Retest, we came above it again, and Bob's your uncle. We want to go up there, all right? The Euro JPY, guys, I'm having a lot of trouble with this one at this point in time, okay? A lot of trouble. There is a wick here that I would still like to see. I am in a couple of trades with this one. I'm waiting for it to come down till here. I'm going to leave this one, guys. There is a lot of divergence here. It's already gone through my sweet spots 1 and 2. It's just taking its own time, like with the Euro AUD earlier on, all right? The Euro AUD, you can see it has traveled down more or less to my zone over here. I'm still anticipating Euro AUD to fall. So when Euro AUD comes down to the zone here, I'm expecting Euro JPY to do the same. So I've already bagged profits over here. I got out. And now, obviously, I'm now just waiting for it, all right? I was in 2 trades. I was in 1 trade over there. I was in 1 trade there. I was in 1 trade over here. And price, obviously, from that specific area there, I bagged about 53 pips over there. So I'm waiting for this one to come down again, but I'm not trading it. I'm using it as a barometer, a measurement. I'm correlating that with the Euro JPY, okay? The same with the Euro USD, guys. I'm going to do the Euro USD alongside NZD USD. Are you guys ready for it? For all of the Euro USD fans, I'm going to do the Euro USD here as well now because there is some weakness here that we can capitalize on, all right? So let me see if you guys are here. I'm only seeing Jules and Tanya and Brett. Where's the rest of the guys? Are you guys in the shadows? Are you making some nice curry? Or is there samis that's being prepared there? What's happening? What's happening? Where's the guys? Where's the guys? Whilst I get your responses there, let's go to work on the Euro USD as well. Not a lot, just zigzag, and I'm looking for divergence. That's it. 1 hour frame. On the 4 hour, you can see the divergence from that area over there. We're going up, but here there's a slant. So there is definitely a nice correction that we can actually gather over here, all right? So don't forget, there is divergence here, all right? There's divergence. So let's go to work on it. Let's go to work on it, and I'm going to use this impulse over here, all right? I'm not using the 4 hour impulse, guys. That's below. Just so you do know, just so you can see the difference, that's the 4 hour low, but I'm not using that low. I'm using this one here. Ash, why are you using this one and not that one? Well, guys, because remember, I want the highest probable outcome right now. If I trade on the 4 hour level over here, then we might wait a little bit longer. Are we together? What I'm trying to show you guys, all right? All right, a masala steak gets me. Okay, oh, there we go, nice. Cheese driving, all right, Betty's there. Okay, good. All right, potatoes there. All right, good. All right, so I'm using the 1 hour because I want to demonstrate that coming onto our trading rooms, Being a day trader, being a scalper in the market is possible. You don't only need to swing. So therefore, I'm taking that away and I'm using that impulse over there. All right. Many guys fear scalping and intraday trading. All right. I know that G loves, and he'll tell you guys here, loves the action. G, I know you love the action. Okay. So here we have the impulse of today. Very strong movement. All right. We are now going to go and look for a weakness. So I'm going to drop down. So that's all part of scalping. Scalping, make a note of that if you can somewhere. All right. Scalping, listen to this. The success of scalping is dependent on how quick and how well you can identify and exploit the weakness in the structure. All right. So 30 minutes. Look, nothing yet. It's still intact. Big aggressive move. All right. Look at the green candles. It's much bigger than the red. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Nothing yet on the 20-minute. 15-minute. Aha. First weakness right there. Look at that weakness right there. Let's exploit it. Let's exploit it. All right. So that's a weakness right there. Do you guys see that? So which means this is where we're going to pull our fib from. We're going to pull our fib from there. What we're now looking for is a weakness on top. That's what we're looking for. Let's see. Nothing yet. From there, the chain, this was the chain, that was the chain link. Okay. There we go. That's it. There's the weakness right there. So let's exploit it now. Let's exploit it. Let's exploit it. Right there. That's a weakness. Some call it a pullback. I call it a weakness. Okay. So let's exploit. I'm going down. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Jeepers. Jeepers. All right. Here we go. Let's go to work on this sucker over here. I'm looking for the lows. I'm looking, Doc. I'm looking for the lows here with that nice steak Gatsby there. All right. I'm looking for the lows here. I'm looking for the lows. So here we go. There. There. I got it. So this is the lows we are dealing with, guys. I'm going to solidify it now. Just give me a second. You can see we're well above it. You can see we're well above it, guys. Look at that. Let's make it smaller now. In. Let's push it that way. There we go. This is our zone. This is the weakness. This is the weakness. So now I can go up and show you. So if we're going to be pulling from that area, look. Right there. From there, that's about 34 pips. Guys, Shira, if you put 10 standard lots on 30 pips, we know by now 100,000 unit contract size. All right. If you are going to be using 0.01, that's 10 cents of profit, right? If you use 0.10, that's $1 per pip. If you use one standard lot, all right, that's $10 per pip. Take the $10 times it by 33. That's the amount of US dollars that you can gain from there to there. Simple, simple, simple. There was nothing else in place except structure. All I did was I looked at what? Structure, right? Tanya, Brett, all I did was I looked at structure. Isn't it so? Now I'm going to show you why the structure is so important. Watch this. Watch this. Is that not structure? So if we do this, is that not structure low? Is that not, look at that, lower high, see? Is that not structure? That is structure. That is structure. Are we together? Shira, if you're in a position, all right, to do 10 standard lots, you must know there's, if you can put, guys, I'm going to give you this. If you can put 10 standard lots into your account, all right, in terms of trades and positions, there is a level of psychology. I'm not talking about gamblers here. Is everybody with me? I'm not talking about gamblers. I'm talking about someone that's skilled, that knows what they're doing. If you put 10 standard lots in, you know that you've overcome psychological barriers that beginners can't. because that 10 standard lots, look at the level. 1 micro lot, 10 standard lots. That tells you about the psychology of the person. I'm not talking about gambling. I'm not referring to gambling. I'm not referring to robots. I'm referring to you, your mind, your skill. If you're able to put 10 standard lots in, that tells me that you've done some work that other people have not done. You were in the trenches. Is everybody with me here, guys? I'm not referring to luck, because there's guys that have endless amount of money and they just buy because maybe someone told them, they saw it on an app. I'm speaking about someone like what we're doing here that is so clear on, okay, there was an impulse. I'm looking for weakness. When I see the weakness, I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm speaking about someone that knows what they're doing. You have put work in. All right. So I cannot at this point, Euro USD, I can't sell here because right now I'm still in a strong state. So if I sell now, which is what a lot of people do, would you guys agree with me that many guys say what? Sell the highs. You guys have heard that, right? Sell the highs. Now that's true. Sell the highs. Why? Because you can have more distance between. But if you sell in a strong state, guys, try. If you're into boxing, look at all of the young lions right now, the likes of Devin Haney. I'm talking Rowley. I'm talking Ryan Garcia. I'm talking Conor Benn. I can't leave Tank Davis out of the equation. I'm just referring to just a few. All right. I'm saying top 5, top 15 guys globally now, right? If they were fighting a Floyd Mayweather in his prime. Listen here. Hey, Dr. Ahmad, I love boxing, man. Me and you, listen here. We're going to go far. I love boxing, man. So, Doc, let any of those young lions at their age now, when they're in their 20s, right? Late 20s, fight prime Mayweather. They're going to get trouble. They're going to get trouble. And I know Dr. Ahmad is going to give a response there. Doc, give the guys the response. Let any of the young lions now that's in their late 20s fight a prime Mayweather, also late 20s. All right? The result is, guys, it's a totally different game here. All right? But Money Mayweather is, if he's not 50 already, all right, right now, there's something in his weakness. All right? Sorry, not in his weakness, in his skill. Exactly. Thank you. They don't stand, exactly, Jules, Doc, they don't stand a chance against him. So take that and just bring it here. How can I sell in a strong state? I sell in a weak state. That's how I take advantage. So they can take advantage of him to make a lot of money. Imagine Gervonta Tank Davis right now. All right? Imagine Gervonta Tank Davis right now fights Floyd Mayweather. The check is going to be big. It's going to be massive. Guys, we are referring to a match here that could be one of the most earned fights ever. All right. It's over hundreds of millions of US dollars over there. All right. But Gervonta Tank Davis has youth on his side. That's the challenge. So we sell into the weakness. We don't sell into the strength. Guys, you can quote me on that one. Please. All right. Sell into the weakness, not into the strength. All right. So Euro USD, NZD USD, same thing is happening. We found the weakness at the top. Sometimes the weakness is stuck at the bottom. You got to wait for the weakness to reveal itself. That is what they do. That's what they do. They wait for the opening and they take their shot. All right. So the NZD USD, watch this one for tomorrow. If it does not move tonight, let us watch then for tomorrow. All right. That's NZD USD and Euro USD. All right. The S&P 500, I'm going to leave that one for now. The USD Swiss franc, guys. If the Euro and the NZD can strengthen, I'm seeing movement over here. Now, what I did was I took a trade here before we came in, because what I wanted to do was I wanted to demonstrate the following to you guys. This area is where the weakness is. I bought in this area here. I wanted to demonstrate this. All right. I wanted to demonstrate this to you guys, that if you are going to buy in a place that is not the weakness, okay, this is what you get. This is what you get. So this is what we call premature entry points. Dr. Ahmad, thank you for that, my friend. Appreciate it, yeah? Look at that. This is a premature entry. That is where that whole thing comes from. Well, at least how I'm trying to explain it. I know there's some guys, they say, oh, you entered too early. You sold too early. But they don't clear it up. Is everybody clear there, guys? Is everybody clear there? Excuse the play on word. All right. They'll say you sold too early. You bought too early. But where's the explanation? Explain to the guys, why did I buy too early? This is where I identified the weakness. But this is where I exploit the weakness. I did not do that. I bought inside the identification of the weakness. So this is what you get. This is how stop losses are triggered. That's how stop losses are triggered. Do you see that? Very important here, guys. So USD Swiss franc, I'm going to leave it for now, all right? I'm now going to run the risk now because I did that. Now I'm going to run the risk. Now, this is where the accountability comes in. I'm now going to run the risk of having to close a trade that I didn't have to if I just waited a little bit. That's why patience is so expensive in the world of a beginner. Because most traders, what they're doing when they're actually making losses, they're actually paying for patience. It's patience they never earned. So they got to pay for the patience. Are we together? So now it becomes costly every single time. And that's exactly what happens. Okay, fortunately, in my case, all right, this is okay. It's not a problem because I know what I'm doing. So it's not an issue for me to pay here. But someone else that may only have had $15 in their account. Do you see how expensive that becomes? Guys, $15. So now you maybe don't even have a job that is stable and you got to make and wait for 2 weeks to get another $15 or $20. That's the reality, guys. That's the client that I'm speaking to. That's the student that I love speaking to. Not that I don't like the guys that have the cash. Obviously, guys, I mean, we go across. But the person with the money in their account, think about it. It's nothing for them to tomorrow to add funds again. But for the guy that needs to wait 2 weeks, man, think about that. Think about that. They need this technique. So I like to go into the trenches, into the detail of things where we can get the experience. All right. So the FOMC here is going to reveal what I do. If the dollar weakens and the Swissy strengthens, I've got my area here. The moment price hits 0.79, I know the correction is not taking place. I'm getting out. So I have my plan in place. Do you see that? If the price continues to the downside here, guess what? I get out. But then there's always tomorrow. All right? There's always tomorrow. Because then I'll just come back and I'll switch to my hour frame and I'm going to exploit the weakness. Like a money may, I'm going to wait for the window of opportunity. I'm going to do the shoulder roll, a bit of defense. And in the moment it strikes, guys, I'm coming back with a counter. I'm coming back with a counter because that's all that, that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a counter here. It's crazy how this one is panning out for all the boxing lovers. That fisherman, yeah. One fish, it's all good. One fish, one loaf of bread, right, Brett? That's what we're talking about. I see, okay, Doc is there. There we go. Young son, there we go. Manta, I see that Ash makes a whole lot of sense. That one has been my weakness is patience. There we go. And you know what? Apply this to anything. That's the power here. Don't only apply it to FX. I see you said FX there, right? But apply it to indices. apply it to the commodities. It doesn't matter. The patience filters through to all. All right. So look where we are now. Let's go back. Gold, very strong still. Look at that, strong. And actually, you know what? Let's exploit it. Let's exploit it. Let's exploit it. All right. So we can see there is divergence, right? Let's go up. Yes. Look at the divergence. So divergence becomes a map. Make a note of that. Guys, in all you're getting, get this understanding. Divergence is going to be like a beacon of light. It's like a lighthouse. Once you can see the divergence, the technique becomes easier to do. If you bring it back to boxing again, if I can study my opponent and I know what, know what he normally does in 12 rounds, let's say the first 5 rounds, like a Tank Davis, figures out the fighter, and then towards the latter part, the championship rounds, you start seeing coming back. Then you find some guys like a Tyson that came for 13 seconds of a knockout in the first or the second round. If you can figure out how overall this guy boxes, divergence, the technique you use, you're going to get him. All right. And that goes for the ladies that's into boxing too. So divergence is there. So I'm only interested in this impulse here. I'm only interested in this impulse. Guys, it's easy to be trading on dailies and 12s. That's easy. But let's get the smaller guys, all right, to build that account. So here we go. Let's exploit the weakness. That is the impulse. Market structure. Now watch me drop down. 30. Nothing. Look there. No weakness. 20. Look where the weakness sits. Look at that. Let's go down. Now we're looking for weakness on top. All right? Nothing. 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 Oh my word. Look at this. Nothing on top. No weakness on top. See? So if you sell now, you're selling into strength. Be careful. Nothing. 4 minute. Nothing. There we go. Look where I found it. On the 3 minute. You see that? This is the RSI. Cooler? Yes, it is. It's fire, right, Doc? Yeah. All right. So look at this. There's the weakness. Let's exploit this sucker. There's the weakness right there. I found it on the 3 minute. So if you are day trading, guys, if you're doing intraday trading, you're gonna have to use your minutes very carefully. So I found the bottom weakness. So that's where we're going to pull the fib from. I'm going to pull the fib from this area. All right. I found it on the 3 minute. Now let's go and exploit the sucker. I'm going to the 1. It's pretty simple over there. Let's go to work on this one. I want the lows. Ash, remind me again. Why do you want the lows? The reason why I want the lows is because if it breaks the low, market structure tells us that it creates lower lows. Okay, I want the lows because I want lower lows. I want the lows because I want lower lows. Look at this. I'm exploiting. Look at this. There's the first weakness or the first weakness in the structure over here. I'm not looking at the middle weakness. I'm looking at this side here. Because what price can do, why I haven't chosen this one here and why I've chosen that one and that one, because it's simple, guys. Price can bounce from here. It's done it already. It bounced once, it bounced twice. Do you see that? So because that is a possible bounce, I'm not going to choose it. So look at this. This is where the weakness is for gold. 1 hour down, intraday scalping the sucker over here. Look at that. No strategy. It's not a strategy. I am only marking certain areas within the market structure. That's it. Let's get this out of the way so you can see it, okay? Let's get that out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. This is the weakness. Look at that. Now you tell me, if you are trading gold and you're going to be trading it from that point, and I stretch it. Look at this. Stretch. Woo! I'm within reach. Look at this. How's that for exploitation, guys? Look at that. How's that for exploitation, guys? Look at that. Now, I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot sell right now. You can if you want, just click on new order. I mean, that's easy, right? But are you doing it skillfully? Are you doing it mindfully? Are you doing it thoughtfully? All right? Right now, this is exactly where people get into trouble. Let me tell you why. They sell, and then you know what happens? We expand. And then they have a stop loss, and then price does that. Are we together? So let's put them next to each other here, guys. All right? Let's put them next to each other here. I got NZD USD. I got Euro USD. Look at that. So both of them. Look, NZD USD, I can't. Euro USD, I can't. Gold, I can't. And as much as I want to, I cannot do it. Is everybody clear here? Oof. Yeah, you know, young son, you get two types of traders. You get the ones that show, and you get the other ones that don't. You get the ones that show, and you get the other ones that love being below the radar. I'll leave your mind to imagine. All right? I'll leave your mind to imagine. You get the ones that show, and for good reason. And Ash has nothing against the guys that want to show their skill. Good. I'm also showing skill here now. So I have nothing against that. But then you get the guys that just want to teach and, you know, they don't show. Are we together? So you got to choose which one you'd like to be according to your values, according to your belief system and so forth. That is a very important point, and I'll leave your mind to figure that one out. So let's quickly loop back here. It's 1843. We're doing well. We have the FOMC tonight. We saw dollar weakness. All right, today, silver pushed up. It has gone above that area where we see it's pushed. And I'm leaving that one for now. I can leave it comfortably for tomorrow. Okay? NZD USD. I'll be watching this at 8 o'clock for sure. Euro USD. I will be watching this sucker for sure. Gold. I'll be watching this sucker for sure. All right? And I'll also be watching USD Swiss franc for sure. Now again, guys, if you don't cover up in boxing, Doc, if you don't cover up in boxing, you are going to pay the price. Listen to what Ash is saying to you. If you don't cover and have a defense strategy or technique, ask the doc, you are going to pay the price. So the demonstration on this one, like I said, I didn't get into NZD, Euro, or Gold because what I'm doing is I'd like to get into them based on what the FOMC does. USD Swiss franc, I got into this one specifically so I can obviously have a good lesson at the same time looking at the opportunities so you guys can be more informed. Now, if the FOMC comes out and it's positive for the dollar, the tone, I get to make some cash here tonight. If not, I have to pay the price at this area here for not covering up. For not covering up. Cover or you have to pay the price. All right? And then lastly here, guys, obviously, we're watching the Euro CAD very carefully. We're still in some longs over there. We're watching the Euro JPY very carefully. For the guys, I don't know where's Sammy, but Bitcoin moved significantly. And I told you it's going to hit the 70,000 mark. And there it is now. It touched it right there. All right. It took so long for it to get there, guys. But I mentioned to you, I'm seeing 70,000 per coin. There it is. It's now touched it. I am still seeing more upside with Bitcoin, guys. I'm still seeing more upside with Bitcoin. So remember, we have an exchange, traders. TD Markets Exchange, TDME, guys. All right. It is exclusively crypto. get yourself an account in crypto, guys. That is holding it. It's also derivative trading. You don't have to treat it like scalping like we do with the MT5. We have a trading view plug in there. You can hold your Bitcoin at the fraction of a price. The Ethereum at the fraction of a price. It's all leveraged, guys. Are we together? It's all leveraged, guys. That's very important. It's very important. So make sure that you get in with not only having, I'm only trading FX. Try to understand, okay, if I'm diversifying my portfolio, what does that mean? So get into our educational sessions, because that is where we discuss these things. That's where we discuss them. All right? There's the BTC now. I know Sammy must be smiling with this. I was hoping Sammy would be here tonight. All right, so that we can celebrate this milestone. And guys, please make sure that every time you were right in your direction and you were consistent, celebrate that. Because there's something that happens in the brain. It may be silly, maybe saying it in this specific way, because you get a lot of guys out there that says, it's just skill and so forth. Guys, I want to be a little bit deeper than that. Celebrate every time you got your consistent direction right. Celebrate it, because you tune your mind to start seeing that every time. For the guys that have been with this BTC trade, I kept saying to you, I'm comfortable. There is nothing shifting, and look what happened there. Are we together? Are we together, guys? So quick last round here. We'll call it an evening. Then I want you to check the FOMC tone. Silver, nothing yet. NZD, nothing yet. It's in a very strong place. It can still go up, so we're waiting for the weakness. Euro USD, strong place. The weakness has not been exploited. Gold, not been exploited yet, below this area. Let me actually just place it there. Sorry, let me just put it there for the guys. 4475.10. 4475.10, okay? Per ounce. There we go. 4475.10. We watch it carefully, right? USD Swiss franc. Ash is going to have to pay the price here. If it goes against me, I'm going to have to pay the price. All right? So I'm going to wait for it. And we take it from there. But guys, really, push yourself tonight. Push yourself as you're going through all of these sessions over here, guys. All right? I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9:30. I can't wait for the London session. I can't wait for the London session. I can't wait for 9:30. All right? Would love to see what is going to happen tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Rest well. Stay warm. If you got electric blankets, put them on. Just make sure you have enough units there. If you're using prepaid, obviously, guys. Remember, guys, I want to be as real as possible with all of my students, guys. I want to be as real as possible. We all are living in a real world, and we have to make it relatable to all our guys. That's how we're going to win this thing. All right, let's make it relatable. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy FOMC. Enjoy FOMC, all right? I'll see you soon. Ashley Reeve here, guys, and I'm checking out. Ciao, ciao.